The year is 480 BC. The world is on the brink of a monumental conflict that will shape the course of history. Imagine a clash of civilizations, a confrontation that pits two vastly different worlds against each other. In one corner we have the mighty Persian Empire, a colossal force that stretches across the known world. Its armies are vast, disciplined, and seemingly invincible. The Persian Empire's reach is unparalleled, its influence felt far and wide. In the other corner, we have a collection of independent Greek city-states. They are much smaller in size and power. These city-states are often at odds with each other, embroiled in their own conflicts and rivalries. But in the face of a common enemy, they share a profound love of freedom and democracy. They are determined to resist Persian aggression, to protect their way of life and their cherished ideals. The fate of Greece, and perhaps of Western civilization itself, hangs precariously in the balance. This is the story of the Battle of Salamis, one of the most decisive naval battles in history, a turning point that would echo through the ages. The Battle of Salamis was more than just a clash of armies and ships. It was a clash of cultures, ideologies, and visions for the future. The Persians, led by the god King Xerxes, represented the power of despotism, a centralized authority that demanded absolute obedience. The Greeks, on the other hand, fighting for their homeland and their way of life, represented the spirit of freedom and democracy, the belief in individual rights and collective decision-making. The stakes could not have been higher. The outcome of this battle would determine not just the survival of Greece, but the future trajectory of Western civilization. Would the ideals of freedom and democracy prevail, or would the world be dominated by the might of an empire? The Battle of Salamis was a defining moment, a testament to the resilience and determination of those who fought for their beliefs. The Persian Empire, under the reign of Xerxes I, was a force to be reckoned with. Xerxes, known for his ambition and determination, sought to expand the empire's boundaries and solidify its dominance. It stretched from the Indus River in the east to the Aegean Sea in the west, encompassing a vast and diverse array of cultures, peoples, and landscapes. This immense territory was a testament to the empire's power and organizational prowess. Xerxes, seeking to avenge his father Darius's defeat at the Battle of Marathon a decade earlier, had assembled a massive army and navy. This was not just a campaign of retribution, but also a demonstration of Persian might and ambition. The Persian invasion force was enormous, meticulously planned and executed with precision. The logistics of such an operation were staggering, involving the coordination of countless resources and personnel. It was perhaps the largest the world had ever seen, a true juggernaut of ancient military power. The sheer scale of the invasion was intended to overwhelm and intimidate any opposition. Herodotus, the ancient Greek historian, claimed that the Persian army numbered over 2 million men. This figure, though likely exaggerated, speaks to the awe and fear that the Persian forces inspired in their contemporaries. Modern historians believe the number was smaller, perhaps around 300,000. Even this more conservative estimate underscores the vastness of Xerxes' military machine. Even so, it was a formidable force composed of soldiers from across the empire, each bringing their unique skills and fighting styles to the battlefield. Xerxes' navy was equally impressive, a floating armada that projected Persian power across the seas. The fleet was a crucial component of Xerxes' strategy, enabling the transport of troops and supplies, and securing vital maritime routes. It boasted over 1,200 ships, drawn from the various satrapies of the Persian Empire. These ships were manned by experienced sailors and warriors, ready to support the grand ambitions of their king. The combined might of the Persian army and navy made Xerxes' campaign one of the most formidable military endeavors of the ancient world. Facing this colossal threat, the Greeks seemed hopelessly outmatched. However, they were not without their strengths. The Athenians, led by the brilliant strategist Themistocles, had a powerful navy. They also had a strategic location. The Spartans, renowned for their martial prowess, provided a formidable infantry force. The Spartans, under the command of King Leonidas, had already demonstrated their courage at the Battle of Thermopylae. There, a small band of Spartans held off the entire Persian army for 3 days. They died to the last man, buying precious time for the other Greek city-states to prepare for the coming invasion. As the Persian army advanced southward, the tension in Greece was palpable. The vast Persian forces seemed unstoppable, and the Greek city-states were in a state of panic. Themistocles knew that the Greeks had to make a stand at sea. He understood that the narrow straits of Salamis, located near Athens, would give the more maneuverable Greek triremes an advantage over the larger, less agile Persian fleet. Themistocles had studied the Persian tactics and knew that their strength lay in their numbers and the open sea, where their ships could spread out and encircle their enemies. Themistocles, however, faced opposition from other Greek leaders. Many were skeptical of his plan, fearing that it was too risky. They were concerned about the safety of their people and the potential for a catastrophic defeat. Some argued for a retreat to the Peloponnese, where they could defend the Isthmus of Corinth. Themistocles, however, was adamant. He passionately argued that retreating would only delay the inevitable and that the narrow straits of Salamis were their best hope for a decisive victory. He believed that a bold and unexpected move would catch the Persians off guard. He knew that Salamis offered the best chance for victory. In a cunning move, Themistocles devised a plan that would exploit the overconfidence of the Persian king, Xerxes. He understood that psychological warfare was just as important as physical combat. Themistocles sent a message to Xerxes. This message was carefully crafted to play on Xerxes' ambitions and impatience. He pretended to be a traitor to the Greek cause. This act of deception was risky, but Themistocles was confident in his ability to manipulate the Persian king. He told the Persian king that the Greeks were divided and planning to flee. This false information was intended to provoke a hasty and uncoordinated attack from the Persians. He urged Xerxes to attack immediately. Themistocles knew that if the Persians attacked in the narrow straits, their numerical advantage would be nullified. Xerxes, eager for a decisive victory, took the bait. He ordered his fleet to engage the Greeks at Salamis, confident that he would crush them once and for all. Little did he know, he was walking into a trap that would change the course of history. The stage was set for one of the most important battles in history. The Persian fleet, confident of victory, entered the narrow straits of Salamis. The Persians found themselves cramped in the narrow waters. They were unable to use their superior numbers to their advantage. The Greeks, on the other hand, were in their element. Their triremes, powered by oarsmen working in unison, were faster and more maneuverable than the heavier Persian ships. The battle began at dawn on a calm September morning. The Persian ships, arranged in 3 lines, attempted to outflank the Greek fleet. The Greeks, however, anticipated this move. They held their position, waiting for the right moment to strike. As the Persian ships drew closer, the Greeks unleashed a devastating barrage of arrows and javelins. The Persian ships, packed tightly together, presented easy targets. The Greeks then rammed the Persian ships with their bronze-reinforced rams. The lighter, faster Greek triremes could easily outmaneuver the heavier Persian ships. The Persians, however, fought back with ferocity. Their ships, though less maneuverable, were armed with catapults that hurled stones and arrows at the Greek vessels. The Persian Marines, armed with swords, spears, and bows, engaged in hand-to-hand combat with the Greeks. The fighting was brutal and relentless. Despite the Persians' determined resistance, the tide of the battle turned decisively in favor of the Greeks. The Athenian triremes, led by Themistocles himself, fought with exceptional skill and courage. The Persian fleet, trapped in the narrow straits, suffered heavy losses. Xerxes, watching the battle unfold from his throne on a nearby hillside, was horrified by the carnage. He realized that his dreams of conquest were crumbling before his eyes. As the sun began to set, the Persian fleet was utterly routed. Hundreds of Persian ships lay sunk or captured. The Greeks had won a stunning victory. The Battle of Salamis was a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars. The Persian threat to Greece was not completely eliminated. Xerxes still had a powerful army in Greece. However, the defeat at Salamis crippled his naval superiority. It forced him to withdraw a significant portion of his forces back to Asia. The victory at Salamis had a profound impact on the morale of the Greeks. It showed that the Persians were not invincible. It gave them the confidence to continue the fight for their freedom. The Battle of Salamis is widely regarded as one of the most significant battles in Western history. It marked the beginning of the end of the Persian Empire's westward expansion. It preserved Greek culture and democracy, which would go on to influence the development of Western civilization. The battle also cemented Athens' position as a leading power in the Greek world. It paved the way for the Athenian Golden Age, a period of unprecedented cultural and intellectual flourishing. The Battle of Salamis was a clash of civilizations, a battle between freedom and tyranny. The Greeks' victory against overwhelming odds serves as a testament to the power of courage, ingenuity, and the love of freedom. The legacy of Salamis continues to inspire us today, reminding us that even the most formidable of foes can be overcome with determination and unity.